probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my entire life. Hi everyone, I hope you're well and I hope you had an amazing Christmas. I actually cannot believe Christmas is already done. It has gone so quick. 2025 is just around the corner, or when you're watching this it probably already is 2025, but that is crazy to me. But anyway, today I'm going to be going through my top 5 reads of 2024, and this was not an easy decision to make. I've read about 35, maybe 37 actually, books this year, and that is below my reading goal on Goodreads, but I don't want to talk about it. It's been such a busy year, especially this month. I had a plan to read like 4 or 5 books just to get it up to my reading goal, which was 40, but it just wasn't going to happen. Christmas is such a busy time, and also my birthday was on the 11th. Yeah, as a slow reader, that was never going to happen. But next year I really want to try and like make my reading goal a lot bigger, because I think last year I also read 35 books, so I'm going to set my goal for 2025 for 50. I've said it here, so I've got to do it now. If you want to follow me on Goodreads or Fable, definitely do give me a follow. I would love to have more friends on both of them. It took me ages to pick these, but I really think these 5 are one of the best I've ever read. The first book is I Found You by Lisa Jewell, and I've probably read around 7 or 8 Lisa Jewell books in this entire year, but this one has definitely taken the top spot. I'd never actually seen anything on this book before I read it, like no reviews, no one talking about it. I definitely feel like it's one of Lisa's underrated ones, but oh my gosh, it was incredible. It's one of those books where you get to the middle and you think you've cracked the case, you know exactly what's happened, you can piece all the pieces together, then as you keep reading, it gets twistier and twistier, and then it throws you completely off. And by the end, you realise you were so wrong about your predictions. Another thing I liked and noticed about this book compared to her others is it takes a really dark turn. I feel like a couple of her books, maybe 3 or 4 that I've read, do take quite dark turns, but this was so unexpected within this book, because it seemed quite not wholesome, because I mean it is a mystery thriller, but a lot more tame at the start, and then it just got crazier and crazier, and I was like, whoa, what is happening? But yeah, if you're a mystery or thriller lover, or even if you're not, definitely give this one a go. I think you'll love it. The next book is A 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and surprisingly this is the only romance book in my stack, and I started the year as an avid romance reader, so it's crazy to me that only one made the cut for being one of the best. It was so magical, which a lot of Ashley Poston's books give you that feel. It was just so fun, it's so cute, a real feel good. I felt like I couldn't put this book down, but surprisingly I did. Halfway through reading it I put it aside because I didn't want it to end, and I haven't had that in a book in such a long time, but when it happens I know it's going to be a 5-star read, which it was. If you're looking for a romance book which will literally take your breath away because of how beautiful it is, this is the one. It was an instant 5-star for me. Okay, so the next 3 books which make up my 5 books that I loved are actually all romantasy, and I just wanted to point this out because I started this year as a romance and mystery reader, full stop. I did read a little bit of fantasy, but I would never have considered myself a fantasy reader. I never really picked them up in the shop, but oh my gosh, these books have changed my life. The first book is Belladonna, and this is the most perfect gothic romance. When I found this book, it was literally late September. I knew October was coming. I wanted a romance that was a bit different to what I usually read, so I wanted something a bit darker, a bit more gothic, a little bit more in like the Halloween spirit, if that makes sense. And this one came up, I read a couple of the reviews, I wasn't that convinced on it, but I bought it anyway because it seemed like the best out of the options I had. And honestly, it ended up being one of the best things ever. I loved it so much. The best way I can describe it, which I saw in a couple other people's reviews, is it's like a gothic Bridgerton. It was full of such intriguing themes, like a mystery, secrets, curses, romance, and also death. I was addicted by chapter 1. So honestly, if you're looking for a gothic romance within 2025, definitely get Belladonna. Next book is honestly my favourite romantasy book I read in the entire year. It takes the top spot, and it is The Crimson Moth. I had this book on my TBR for so long before I finally read it. I saw some of my friends read it. I was like, oh, that sounds really up my street, and oh my gosh, I was so right. I don't want to blabber on too much about it because honestly I could talk about it all day, but it's basically an enemies to lovers about a witch and a witch hunter. It's set in Regency as well, so I guess you can kind of say it gives Bridgerton vibes, like a very dark Bridgerton vibe, just like Belladonna does, which I seem to be really into. But honestly, it was steamy, it was addictive, it had me on the edge of my seat. Can't even explain to you how fast I gave this book 5 stars. I wish I could give it 6. And last but definitely not least is Fourth Wing. I mean, this is probably so predictable. I feel like this is on everyone's favourite list of 2024, but honestly it really does live up to the hype. If you happen to not know anything about Fourth Wing, this is basically set in like a dragon college. There's an enemies to lovers between the main character and like another character. There's so much tension, so much adventure, so many plot twists. It's honestly a roller coaster of perfection. Also, let me know if anyone else has this. As soon as I saw it had a map, I knew I'd love it. Books with maps always slap. So yeah, those are my top 5 books of 2024. I highly recommend every single one of them. If you've had them on your TBR, if you're not sure about them, I really think you should give each of them a go. I personally love them, and I really think that you will too. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I would love to know what your top 5 books of 2024 was. Just leave it in the comments below. And again, definitely don't forget to follow me on Goodreads and Fable. I'm going to be compiling my 2025 TBR, which is going to be a task. And there's so many good ones that I definitely want to get read by next year. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe to me. We've just hit 70 subscribers, which is so nice to know people are enjoying my content. But yeah, I will see you in my next video.